I work hard to earn my pay, and I saved real big today at All-American Ford.
Hey everyone, Jason Svino, the Marketing Director for the All-American Auto Group, and this is the All-American Auto Mall in Old Bridge Updates podcast. This is episode number 52. A little bit different this time around. We actually are setting up our new podcast room. So my camera, because we usually do a visual video version of this as well, that's actually in our new podcast room that hopefully we'll get to use next week. So for the video version of this, I'm just going to share my screen and kind of show what I'm talking about to complement the audio for this episode. So last week was episode 51. I had my brother Nick on, who's our fixed ops director, and we talked about vehicle customizations. Very good episode if you're interested in parts, accessories. Obviously, a lot of the different customizations we're able to do here as the number one customization shop for Ford in the tri-state area. And obviously, we're the number one Roush and Shelby dealers in the tri-state area. So, and I think next week I'll have a really cool announcement that we're getting into some other custom vehicles and specialty vehicle brands. So I'll probably be posting about that during the week, early next week when it becomes official, and then I'll be able to talk about it on our podcast next week. But let's jump in. So episode 52, I'm going to give some updates. We won 2 awards this past week that I'll talk about quickly. Have an exciting announcement in terms of partnership with a player on the New York Giants, and just some other little updates from the past week. So let's get into it. So just going through some of our social media posts last week, because it kind of keeps me on a timeline of some of the stuff that happened. So we put out a couple new TikTok videos on our TikTok account. So our TikTok account is AA Ford Old Bridge. So check that out. We have one of our BDC representatives, Angie, helping out with those. She's fantastic. And then the first award that we've received. So last week, FordCredit, which is basically Ford Motor Company's financial division in terms of financing vehicles and credit. So FordCredit presented us with the FordCredit Partners and Quality Award. It's FordCredit's most prestigious award, and it's giving out to only the top dealerships that show support and dedication to customer loyalty and satisfaction when it comes to financing. So we're actually, All-American Ford in Old Bridge is actually one of the few dealerships in the country that we've now won it, I believe 7 years in a row. But however many we've won, once you win 5 in a row, you get it's called like a green award or a green jacket, I guess. So that happened either last year or the year before that. My father actually got a green jacket for it, which was pretty cool. And it's, one of the harder awards to win within Ford Motor Company. So this one was just another year of winning it. Took a really nice picture, a rare picture where we actually had 2 of our owners here. So my father is obviously one of the owners of the auto group, and then he has business partners, the 2 Selman brothers, so John Selman and Steve Selman. So John Selman was here last week for the picture. My father's in the picture. I'm in the picture. Obviously, I'm holding the blue and silver award. You could see my oldest brother, Chris Savino, is in the picture. He's the general manager. Another plug for me to say truly family owned and operated. And then the business development manager at FordCredit, Robert, really nice guy. He came as well. So he's in the picture as well, holding up the plaque. So nice award that we've won. Like I said, we've gotten good at winning it every year here in Old Bridge. We're very good with customer financing, finding the best deal for the customer. Obviously, they're always satisfied. That's why, we get some of these scores that we do. So very exciting award that we won there. And then the second award that we got last week is on the service and parts side. So we achieved a platinum blue for Ford's Warranty Excellence Program. It's the highest level that you could achieve in Ford's Warranty Excellence Program. And it's a designation that is based on our warranty claims data and represents our superior performance when it comes to customer service and warranty claims completion. So obviously I've been bragging a lot about our service center. I'm not going to stop. It's crazy how far ahead our service department is than other Ford dealerships around us. And we hear it from customers all the time. And it's shown just by the sheer number of ROs that we get the opportunity to do. And then obviously the sheer number of awards, our customer satisfaction scores. And then, in the post I wrote, innovation. And what I mean by that is that we are one of probably the top 5 to 10 dealerships or service centers, I should say, in the entire country in terms of Ford Motor Company picking us to pilot service and parts programs. So I've talked about it before. And when Nick comes on, I always try and get him to brag a little bit more about it. He's probably a little bit more humble than me, but he's in charge of the service center and just the sheer growth that they've achieved over the past few years specifically. But I've talked about it before. We were one of only 5 dealerships in the entire country. So there's about 3,600 Ford dealerships in the entire country. And we were one of just 5 that was chosen by Ford Motor Company to pilot the Ford Mobile Service Van. That's the Ford Mobile Service Van is, what we send out to do remote service. So we send it to your house, your driveway, your office parking lot. And we could do basically anything that doesn't require the engine to be removed. So we can do a lot with the Ford Mobile Service Van. And it just shows, again, it kind of validates how Ford Motor Company views us as one of the top service centers. And then obviously from all these awards and then the customer scores, we get it too. So I posted about that. That was actually this morning because that happened late last week. So that was another award that we won and another proud achievement by our service center. Moving on to a couple upcoming events, and I'm going to make sure I go in order here. So we announced last week on social media that we are engaging in a partnership with Xavier McKinney, who is the New York Giants, the New York Football Giants safety. He was the early second round draft pick, 36 overall in 2020 by the Giants. Very young and upcoming player for them. He was injured a lot of last year, but we're hoping and we're expecting him to do really well this year. He's from the University of Alabama, so obviously a defensive player from there. That they're legit, and that's why they get drafted so high, right? So basically, his agent had reached out to us. I think it probably, he probably heard of it and the deal that we had with Pete Alonso of the New York Mets. So his agent reached out, said, Xavier's from Georgia, and he just needs a vehicle to drive for the season. He loves Ford. They heard the Pete Alonso commercials on the radio, and they wanted to enter into a partnership with us, similar to what we did with Pete. So with Xavier, we are going to give him a Mustang Mach-E, just like Pete Alonso. We're wrapping it in a nice light gray color. That was, his preference. So that's in the works now. I'll be posting about it next week when it finishes. And then Xavier was kind enough to agree to come to an autograph signing at the dealership. So that's going to be Saturday, September 4th, from noon to 1. And I think Xavier's able to hang out a little bit after, to make sure we get as many autographs and as many fans as we can. It's in our All-American Ford showroom here in Old Bridge. It's first come, first serve, obviously. We're going to give you a free 8x10 at the door to get signed by him, and then each person is allowed to bring one additional item. Again, that's just to kind of keep the line moving. Xavier's a really nice guy, him and his agent, and they kind of said with stuff like this, fan photos are allowed, especially with kids. It's just we got to keep the line moving, obviously, to make sure we get as many people involved as we can. And his agent, very kindly just asked that everybody wear a mask, just to be overly cautious, with everything going on. So that's going to be September 4th, Saturday, September 4th. Should be a really fun day. Nice little lunchtime activity for anybody on a Saturday that's in the area. Hopefully we see a lot of Giants fans, and that should be a cool one. Then the next week or the week after, September 16th, it's a Thursday, we are hosting a F-150 Mafia tailgate. It is a barbecue tailgate party. So it's Thursday, September 16th, the New York Giants versus the Washington football team game. So Thursday night, 8:20 game time start. It is an F-150 Mafia New Jersey chapter exclusive event. So if you are part of the F-150 Mafia and own an F-150, you're allowed to come. It's an exclusive event for them. So if you do have an F-150, please make sure you join the F-150 Mafia New Jersey chapter Facebook group so that you'll be admitted when you show up that night. It's going to be a really cool event. It's the first time we're doing something like this. Wanted to kind of give back to the F-150 Mafia community. And, basically we're going to have a huge blow up screen outside. It's going to be streaming the game on it. We're going to have a barbecue going for dinner. Probably going to set up cornhole and have some fun competition. The F-150 Mafia members are suggested to bring their family, kids, friends, whoever they want. So that's going to be a really cool event. And I'll talk about that more next week leading up to it. And then obviously we'll do a recap of it the week that happens. And then the last thing I wanted to mention before I just recap the events coming up, other than those two that I just mentioned in September, we got in another Bronco 4-door, Big Bend edition, Shadow Black. This one I wanted to point out, check out the pictures on our social media page. It was one of the first I've seen with this really cool two-tone medium sandstone with black interior. So the interior and the seats look amazing with the two tones, just a different model or a different interior, I should say, that I've seen so far. It was a sold order, so thank goodness, lucky customer gets it who ordered it a while back. So again, these Broncos are going to keep coming in. Finally, thank goodness. It's been a while, right? So we reach out to the customer who owns that vehicle, who ordered it. So no need to reach out to us to try and check on your status updates. We don't really have ETAs for these ordered vehicles. I know Ford Motor Company does email the Bronco orders or the customers who put the Bronco orders in. So they're trying to update you as much as possible. So you'll get that information from them rather than us. So, but when it comes in, we call the customer right away to come pick it up. Just to quickly recap, looking at our calendar for upcoming stuff, in case anybody's interested, they could look it up more on our social media pages or our website. So Thursday of next week is the University of Rutgers opening college football game. They're playing Temple. It's a Thursday night game. And since we have a partnership with Rutgers Athletics, we're going to bring two vehicles, and I'm actually sending my marketing team, a couple other employees here. They're going to have a really cool setup. It's going to be, showcasing two really nice vehicles. And then we're going to have a social media kind of contest where fans will be encouraged to take a photo and hashtag on their social media pages. And then we're going to pick random winners after the game. And there's going to be a lot of cool prizes and giveaways that they could win. So that's Thursday, September 2nd at night. Then moving on to that Saturday, September 4th, I mentioned the Xavier McKinney autograph signing here. On Monday, September 13th, we have the Jar of Hope Invitational golf outing and celebration night at night that night. So that'll be a fun event. Wednesday, September 15th is Sammy's Hope annual golf outing. So we're going to have a hole-in-one vehicle there. It's going to be a fun event. Then the next day is that September 16th, Thursday night, F-150 Mafia tailgate party that I mentioned. Later on in September, we are going to be involved and attending the Feast of San Gennaro, which is done by the Gordon's Corner Fire Department. So that's always a fun event. Looking onto October, we have two main events in October. We have our Subaru Loves Pets adoption event on October 9th. It's a Saturday. Great event in our All-American Subaru showroom. I'll talk about that more as we get closer. And then the October 17th, Jimmie Allen Concert for Hope, benefiting Jar of Hope. So that is a Sunday, October 17th in the afternoon. Tickets actually are now on sale. I'm going to post about it later today. Jar of Hope got their website up again. 100% of the proceeds are going to Jar of Hope from the tickets. So I'm going to be posting about that on social media later today or this weekend or maybe even Monday. But tickets are on sale on their website. And when I post about it on social media, I'll post the link, obviously. So get your tickets for that. That's going to be a great concert with country artist Jimmie Allen. And then the very last thing, just looking forward towards November, we will be attending the Baltimore Tow Show, which is going to be an amazing event at the Baltimore Convention Center. And, I've talked about it before, but maybe we'll have Randy, our commercial truck manager, on the podcast before we go to that Baltimore Tow Show to kind of explain it more. But we do have a dealership here in our Old Bridge Auto Mall called All American Jordan. It's Jordan Tow Trucks, and we bought the franchise, I guess, 2 or 3 years ago now. There's about 70 Jordan dealerships around the country selling these Jordan tow trucks, and we're already number 2 in the entire country as of sales from this year. So we've really grown that dealership and that distributorship, as they call it, with great length. So we're going to be at the Baltimore Tow Show for sure, and it's going to be a really nice event and really push our tow trucks even more. We have people, flying in from around the country for these, especially before the pandemic. They were coming in from everywhere. So that's our All-American Jordan tow truck dealership here. So that's everything I had for this episode. This was episode 52. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back next week.
Well, everyone can afford it.